open if you guys want to not stand, but you're more than welcome to. So besides this lovely group from Brazil, welcome. Thank you for coming. Who here else is here for the first time? Yeah, we can round of applause. So besides him, who's here for the first time? Okay, cool. Thanks for coming out. For everybody else, welcome back. You know the program. We have two great presenters today. So to give you guys a little synopsis on what 1 Million Cups is, we're a local community organization that's all across the country. We've been doing this since late February, and each week we feature 2 startup companies, and we do a 6-minute presentation, and then it's open Q&A. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, just raise your hand. Chad and I will be running mics on each of the sides, and we'll do 2 presentations. It's the same program every single week. I don't think we have any drastic announcements. We'll get in there in between shows, but real quick, I'm sure a lot of people wonder how 1 Million Cups got to Springfield and how the 1 Million Cups Springfield got started. And one of the biggest sparks of that whole event is my buddy Brandon Schatz, who just came back from Kansas City. So give him a round of applause, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be here. And he runs a company called Sports Photos out of Kansas City, and he's a Springfield native and a good guy, so seek him out. But our first presenter is a guy I met at the farmer's market. I go there a lot on Saturdays to get some produce, and he's responsible for keeping me smelling fresh and smell good. So this is Devin with Sweet Girl Bath and Body.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here today. I'm Devin Didier. I'm with Sweet Girl Bath and Body. We do sell at the farmer's market, but I'll get to that in just a second. I have my wife here today with me and 3 of our oldest children, of our 5 children that we have, small family. But we wanted them to have some real world experience along with the classical education that we teach them at home. And so one of the reasons why we started Sweet Girl Bath and Body is my oldest son suffers with eczema, and he's had dry and itchy and cracked and bleeding skin since he's been a baby. And we looked all over to find products that were natural alternatives to what we were finding in the stores. But as we were looking for products, what we were finding was most of the things that we had were containing water, they were containing fillers, additives, preservatives, and things of that nature. And so it was difficult for us to find products that really were beneficial and natural, truly natural products. It seems to me that the food industry over the past 10 years has just grown leaps and bounds as far as organic products and natural products. You can go to a grocery store now where you might find something before that was only found in a small natural food store, or you might find something that was found in one of the larger, like Whole Foods or something like that. But now you can find it in some of your local grocery stores, and you're also finding those things in even the big box stores. You're finding those things. But as you look for all-natural bath and body products, the market is still not quite. It's not quite risen to that level. And so you'll go to the cosmetic section or the bath and body section, and you'll see that it's very, very small and limited. Or if you do find something that's natural, it's not exactly what it says it's supposed to be. We started making our skincare products because it was difficult to watch our child go through this pain. No one wants to see their children go through pain. We all love our families. We love our kids, and we want to make sure that they are safe and that they're not hurting. We found that that no matter what kind of lotion that we found that to try to put on him, it was that you have to reapply and reapply and reapply to feel moisturized. And then some of the things that we found for him were really they told us that his skin would actually be weakened by those things over the long term. And so we thought, this is not a good plan. We've got to come up with something better. So we've combined 3 simple ingredients: shea butter, coconut oil, and beeswax. These three ingredients are the backbone of most of our products. We wanted to find something that didn't have any fillers, no parabens, no petrochemicals, only made from the very best ingredients. And we found that one of the triggers for his eczema was actually fragrance. And I'm imagining right now in this room, if you just kind of smell, you probably smell some fragrance. It's in this room right now. What we chose to do with Sweet Girl Bath & Body is to stay true to only essential oils and no fragrances. Our skin is our largest organ. And believe it or not, whenever you put something on your skin, it actually absorbs into your bloodstream. So if you think about this for a second, it really makes sense why we should start reading the labels on not only the things that we eat, but also the things that we put on our body. I think it's time for us to realize that it's just as important for us to have products that are natural for our skin. So we started making lotion, and we were very excited about it, and we wanted to share our excitement, so we started giving it to our friends. We would give it to them as gifts, and we gave it to our family, and they were just amazed by what it was doing for them. And they're like, really? There's no artificial fragrances? There's no fillers? There's no GMOs in this? I'm like, no. This is absolutely, completely all natural. We have none of those things in it. They've told their friends. They said, this is amazing. We want to share this with others. And so they started asking us to make it for Christmas and for other occasions, and we started making it for those occasions. And they would give it to their friends, and then their friends would come back and buy products from us after they had run out. They started to ask us to do this. And one of our friends said, hey, why don't you think about the farmer's market? And we're like, I don't know about the farmer's market. We're not farmers. Will that really work? But we found a model at the farmer's market of the Ozarks that really kind of met what we wanted to do. And the people there have been wonderful. So we started selling at the farmer's market in 2013. By that time, we created a product line that had a lot of the traditional bath and body products that you'd find. Body mousse. Our body mousse is whipped shea butter and coconut oil. Rejuvenating bath salts that contain Himalayan rose salt, Celtic sea salt, and Dead Sea salt. Over 80 different minerals in our bath salts. We didn't want to stay away. We have lots of kids. We understood that there was people that would have diapers that needed to be changed just like us. And so we came up with diaper cream, which is just shea butter and coconut oil and beeswax and zinc oxide. Our Be Gone bug repellent, which has been wonderful for those that go out hiking and are out in the outdoors. Just simple essential oils and shea butter, coconut oil, and beeswax. We're using peppermint, citronella, eucalyptus, lemon, and bugs hate it, but people love it because it smells nice. We've got all these different products, but the most important product that we have is our deodorant. And this product has been widely accepted. It's our best seller at the farmer's market. People come by our booth and they ask us this one question. They say, does it really work? And as you can tell, Devin would be one that attests. I've been using it for a year now, and it's been great. I do a job besides this that requires a lot of heavy lifting and a lot of movement, and I still can do that. We have people that do hot yoga. We have people that do CrossFit. We have people that are basically in sweaty boxes doing those kinds of things and telling you, those that do CrossFit, you understand what I'm saying. And they come back and they say, this lasted through that. I cannot believe that. I've not found a natural deodorant that would do that. No aluminum, baking soda, simple ingredients, again, shea butter, coconut oil, those things. And we have a natural deodorant that really works. From the farmer's market, it's opened us up to new markets. We're now actually in Ellicott Design and Gifts, which is part of Farmers Park. We've been in homegrown foods for quite some time, and within this last month, we actually added Mama Jeans to our account. So we now you can find our products in Mama Jeans, and I think that by November and December, you'll start to find some of our other products in Mama Jeans as well. We're excited for the holiday season. We feel that that will be a good chance for us to ramp up our business. We've got, sorry, there's Mama Jean's. And then we've got our online sales as well. And our online sales have increased quite a bit since we started at the farmers market, of course. But the farmers market has been a great tool. People have come from all over to come to the farmers market. Maybe they're visiting a family or friends, and now they're going back and they're ordering from Utah, Nevada, California, Florida. We're seeing a great increase in people ordering online as well at Sweet Girl Bath and Body. So all that to say, we're approaching this holiday season. We're excited about what's going to happen. Our sales have tripled since last year. This is amazing for us. We really thought, well, you know, what is this going to be when we started making products for our friends and family? And we really were just concentrating on doing it for our family. But something great has come out of it, and we're really excited about what we have now. What we're looking to do is we want to find a wider market. We're ready to take this business to the next level. We're looking to find investors. We're looking to find distributors. We're looking to scale this business. And so there might be some of you in this room that are interested in helping us do that. We'd love to talk to you. We'd love to see what you have to do. So, Sweet Girl Bath and Body, if we can say anything, the last thing I would want for you guys to understand is we know and we want you to know why we say all natural makes all the difference.
All right, guys, we'll open it up to Q&A. You're welcome to raise your hands if you guys have a question.
Deb, I got a question. As a fan and user of your products, what was the first product?
The very first product that we made? That we made or that?
Yeah, that you made. And then the second question was, you know, what's the number one seller?
Okay. The very first product that we made was just a simple hard lotion bar, and it's made out of shea butter, coconut oil, and beeswax. We use only essential oils, like I said, no fragrances. And so those come in natural and peppermint and all the different scents that we have. One of our favorite scents, our most popular scent is lavender. Everyone seems to love it. It's nice and relaxing. But our second popular scent is, and we have some out there today, is Orange Dream. We call it Orange Dream. If you remember creamsicles as a kid, it will delight you. I guarantee you that. The most popular product that we have right now is it's a close tie. During the summer months, we can't bring our body mousse to the market. It's simply too hot. The melting point is a little bit too low for us to be able to bring it to market, which has been great because Ellacor's carried our product and homegrown, and now Mama Jean's hopefully will be carrying that product as well in the upcoming season. That will help us to be able to have it available year-round, which farmers market is cool in the spring and it's cool in the fall. We're able to bring it back to the market now. But body mousse, and then the other thing that we found that people just can't get enough of, we can't keep it stocked on the shelf, actually, is our deodorant.
Well, you sold me. I'm going to be checking out your store.
Great.
I'm curious about your production capacity. Are you doing all of this in your home right now?
Yes.
Or, wow.
Yes.
How for much longer before you think you're going to have to find another location, or do you think
I think that if we could get going on that, I think we would be in good shape right now. If we can find a couple of distributors that would be willing, and we're getting calls almost weekly from people. It's just now, it's a time factor, and it's an issue of being able to bring product to people. So yeah, with us and 5 kids, I love my wife. She does the very best. We homeschool as well, and so she's taking care of our kids and cleaning the house and making sure that everything's prepared for meals, and then cleaning everything and making sure everything's ready to make product. And so it's quite the circus, but we make it.
How big of a facility would you need to expand to, say, accommodate a single, maybe grocery conglomerate like Price Cutter?
It would depend, I think, maybe on. There's two options that we have here. We could hire more people, or we could possibly look at machinery. And the machinery that I've found as far as line machinery that could help us to make product, I don't think we would necessarily need a large space to do that, and we'd be able to make our production jump quite a bit. We want to stay here locally in Springfield. We're not looking to move anywhere else. We enjoy Springfield, and we want to see this economy grow. So,
Are you doing this as a full-time job? Right
no,
now?
not right
yet.
now.
So where's the threshold? Where do you think you need to be in sales? And you don't have to give a number, but how close are you, or how many accounts would you need to close for you to be able to adopt this full-time?
I don't know exactly, to be honest. It would depend on how large the accounts were. It could be just one account, and I could go, hey, this is it. Or it could be 5 or 10 accounts, smaller accounts. Our stuff, we got a call from Waynesville just this last week, a little boutique shop that's just down on the square, which is perfect. This would, I think, be great in a boutique. If anyone has a boutique and you're looking for us, let us know. We have wholesale pricing. But yeah, I think it would just depend on what's out there and what people are interested in doing as far as that's concerned. But yeah, if I could do that, that would be definitely the goal. My family's important. I'd like to be with them. I'd like for them to be a part. They have been a part of what we do. Our kids help us with labeling. They help us make product. They help us sell at the farmer's market. I can walk away from the booth and they can do it all themselves. 12, 10, and 7.
Yeah, my question for you would be, is there an opportunity to possibly have someone else that already has manufacturing in kind of a similar genre run your stuff and maybe even open it up to private labeling?
That's a possibility. I haven't thought of that actually. If we did something like that, I would like for us to stay true to our name. We've built it around natural products. I would want us to be in a place where natural products are also being made. I wouldn't want to cross those boundaries at all. I think those are important boundaries for us, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your long-term dreams and aspirations. 5 years, 10 years down the road, what does this ideally look like for you?
I would love for us to I'm looking at big accounts later on. I think Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, some of those places would be wonderful markets for us. There's definitely a market in some of the big box stores as far as that's concerned. But like I said, when you walk into a place like that, the things that you see are small on the shelf. It's not a huge section as far as bath and body products are concerned. For us, in our family, and what we'd like to see, we would just like to see it grow. If 5 years down the road, I'd love to make money. I'd love to be able to provide jobs for people here in Springfield. That would be an awesome thing. I'd love to be able to pour into the economy of Springfield. This is a good place for us to call home, and we're not in this just for us. We're definitely a sharing group. We care about others, and we want to see people. Employed. So.
Yeah, so it's a natural product, but how long time you have to do tests in laboratory to make experiments with the product?
We have been the experiment.
Yeah.
But
to the better capacity of the product, how long time was the experiment?
That's a good question. As far as the FDA is concerned, I know right now those would be some hurdles that we might have to cross as far as finding out what the regulations would be for us to be in some of those larger markets. And I don't know a time frame as far as what that would entail. But I guess we'll cross that path when we get there, and we'll be ready. We'll be excited. Everything's a new experience, that's for sure.
You talked about your product's great, by the way. It's exciting to see more of stuff like this going on here in Springfield.
Thank you.
Secondarily, you've talked a lot about getting your product in a big box store, but you've already said that you've had some success with selling online. Have you guys thought about trying to ramp that up maybe and then keep all your margins?
Absolutely, yes. That is definitely on the board for us. What we would need to do that is we would have to beef up our website a little bit. We definitely need some online marketing, things like that, advertising, and making sure that I've done all this myself, all of it myself, as far as SEO and actually even designing the website, designing the logo, everything has been me. So if we can get some help in that, it'd be great.
I notice your name of your business is trademarked. Your recipes, your ingredients, anything to keep others from duplicating that, knocking it off? Question number one. And number two, are you currently set up in a business entity that would accommodate investment?
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said.
What was the first question?
What was the first question?
Trademark, ingredients, recipes.
Oh yes. How
Things like that.
how could we be duplicated? Yes, we could be duplicated, and there are people out there that are duplicating what we're doing at this point. I don't think that most of the people that are doing it somewhat on the same scale that we are right now. It's the market is not, like I said, it's not grown to that capacity yet, and people are not seeing the benefits. Most of the people that come into our booth, we ask them this one question: have you ever heard of hard lotion? And they say, no. How many of you here have heard of hard lotion? That's my point. Okay, most people haven't heard of it because it's not in the store. But if it was in the store, I think people would realize the extreme benefits of it and what it really can do. As far as being in a store, as far as investing, yes, those are things that we would like to have accomplished. We're not there yet.
Good morning. So everything's in a name, and even though I will never look maybe as handsome as Devin, but I might want to use your
Thank you.
product. So who's
that
is there a men's brand coming or that will appeal to more of a male name?
That is a
everything is in a name sometimes in marketing.
Absolutely, yes. We have guys come walk past our booth every day. When we're at farmers market, men walk past our booth because they see Sweet Girl and they go, okay, I'm not one of those. And then they walk off. But I try, but not Devin. Whoa. Hey, it is in the name. It is in the name. We carry the same name. Our products translate for men as well. They translate very well. I have gentlemen that I work with right now that absolutely love our product. I have one guy that washes windows in town. He won't use anything but our deodorant. He loves it because his hands dry out and it protects his hands. And he's like, my hands are wet all the time. So yes, we need a second side to this, and we are working on that right now. It's in the process.
Sorry, Devin.
I was just gonna ask real quick, right here.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. So as far as like getting the word out, I mean, you have the social media accounts, I'm assuming, like Twitter, Facebook.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that'd be something that we could do just immediately right now to kind of help spread the word.
I'm ready. Do it. If you got a phone, tweet it right now. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have done all those things, and we're continuing to use those social media outlets to help us spread the word. But we need your help. That's why social media is what it is, because it takes people to do it.
So you stated that your deodorant doesn't stay on the shelf. My first question is, what makes your deodorant unique? Why is it appealing to both men and women? And boy, it sure would be fun to see you on Shark Tank and a couple of those guys take off their shirts.
Wow. Yeah. Totally different visual for Sweet Girl Bath and Body. Family just got different. Okay. What makes our deodorant unique? One of the things that makes our deodorant unique is it's truly all natural. You'll go to the shelf and you'll find a lot of products. There's products out there. So many of you probably in this room have tried them. And you look on the label and you'll see that some of the ingredients that you have on that container, you can't pronounce them, or you don't even know what they are. That's a scary thought. It is to me. Now, I can go home and research, or I can buy a product on the shelf that I can pronounce all the names and I know what it is. So that's one of the things. The other thing is that our deodorant comes in 2 different scents right now. We're looking soon, probably, we will be having a social media blitz, and we'll ask people from the farmer's market what scent that they would like for us to develop next. What we have is rosemary, and we have orange. And both of those are also combined with lavender and tea tree, which are effective ingredients as far as keeping odor away. So, and as far as men and women, it's just a preference. We have guys come in and smell the rosemary and they think, oh, that smells sweet. And then we have guys that come in and smell the orange and they think that's great, or whatever. I mean, women, and everyone asks that, what can I use? And because of the name, it seems odd that a guy would use it, but it doesn't. It's not. It works for both men and women. So.
Well, Devin, as we wrap it up,
Mm-hmm.
and thanks for the embarrassment. It's all right.
No, man.
Hey, what's the one thing that, as an entire community, besides following you on social media, trying out your products, giving you some feedback on the products, what can we do to help you grow this company?
We need connections with distributors. We need connections with investors. We need marketing. We need mentorship. I'm new as far as the business industry is concerned. For the last 15 years or so, I've been doing something completely different. And so this is all new to me. I have prior experience as far as business is concerned. Just with my father was an entrepreneur. I watched him do a lot of mistakes, and I learned from those things, and I also watched him grow and do a lot of wonderful things too. So if we could have anything, those would be the main things. And we'd love to see a retail store here in Springfield. So
Devin, thanks.
thank you.
Thanks, Devin. Hey, males, let's help Devin out here and try to buy some Sweet Girl stuff so he doesn't feel so alone. Hey, some quick announcements. I know you all can read, but I'm going to mention them anyway. Brand Formation is a seminar on October the 7th, and if you have any questions about that, Kristen Havens, right here? Yeah. She can fill you in on the details. Project Management Group is going to have a free webinar. Is NK in the room? I haven't seen NK this morning. Okay. But anyway, that is today. RefineM.com if you're interested in that. The Springfield Collective, their meeting is tomorrow at 9 a.m. at the Art Museum. And the Business Expo and the pitch competition is tomorrow. So that is all day long. We also have Minorities in Business, which meets October the 7th in this room at 5:15. And if you have any questions on that, Kelly, where's Kelly at? Kelly still? Oh, she had to leave, okay. Also, the MATA Group is meeting October the 8th here at the E-Factory. Yeah, Chad. Okay, thanks, Sherry. Also, Rihanna Anderson obviously is running the business plan classes, so if you have any desire in learning how to put together a business plan, please see her. The Reinvestors meeting, Sean, is October 16th, correct? Pasta Express on Republic Road. And I think I got all of these. All right. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Oh, I did miss somebody. Bodacious Cases. Ariana, wave your hand. She's on our list to present, so you need to get us scheduled, okay? I'm going to put it out there in front of everybody now. You need to get scheduled. She is in the Martha Stewart American Made contest. Yes. So, and when is that going to be?
It goes through October 13th. And if you go to our Facebook page, you can find the link to vote. You can vote 6 times a day per email address.
Okay. Bodacious Cases, if you're interested. All right. Our next presenter, you've seen him before. He's got several startups going, and this is the one we've pressed him on the most. So Jeremy Adams with Fielding.
All right. Thank you. Good morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. My name's Jeremy. I'm with a company here in the E-Factory called Verve, and we're a software development company spinning out multiple startups. I want to start by saying 5 kids. That's awesome. It's a great start. I personally have 6.
Awesome.
Daughter-in-law, son-in-law, and 2 granddaughters. So keep up the good work.
Yeah.
I will give you credit for the better beard, though. But I'm not here to talk about how much better I am at creating children. I'm here to talk about FieldLink. FieldLink, we're making it easier for today's farmer to streamline their farm management process through intuitive web and mobile applications. Traditionally, farmers have managed their operation through legal pads and scrap pieces of paper. They maybe go out and take pictures of the field with a digital camera. They download that information and print it off on home printers. And all of that data gets piled up and stuck in a filing cabinet or in a box somewhere, probably never to be seen again. So Jared of Top Notch Farms, which I'm wearing a shirt today, he used to manage his farm that way. So he would meet with his team and send them out into the field, and they have somewhere around 8,000 acres that they manage. So that's a lot of fields. So they're going out all over southwest Missouri, and they're scouts. Scouting is the process of evaluating the field and documenting what's happening in the field on a regular basis. So the scouts are out in the field, they write down all this information, and they pile it up, they put it in their pocket. It's hopefully going to get back to the office at some point where the farm manager can take a look at it. Then once he's looked at it, he can decide what to prescribe. The prescription is what's going to happen next. What's happening in that field, and what do we need to do? Do we need to spray that field? Do we need to put down some fertilizer? Do we need, what needs to happen next? So that then is the next day given perhaps to the gentleman or lady that's going to be doing the prescription, and it's again on a piece of paper, and they're going to go out and spray the field. At that point, they need to keep track of weather data that's happening when they do that. That's critical. Weather is very, very important to farming. It needs to be part of that process. So that's collected as well. So these are still on pieces of paper. So when they get back, they completed the process, and all of that then is piled up and it's stored away. So as a farm grows, and Jared's farm has grown considerably over the last few years, as a farm grows, it becomes more and more difficult to manage those people all over the place. I mean, those fields are spread out over miles and miles. Keep going. Tasking out those people and keeping track of whose task is whose task, it becomes more and more difficult. Forget about reporting. It's just not going to happen. You've got all these pieces of paper, and pulling that all together is essentially impossible. Again, keeping track of images, not going to happen. Forget about any type of communication that happened during that process. You know, what was said when this scout report came back. Was it correct? And was there a conversation about what needed to be changed? Knowing where things are happening. So a field is not as large as this room, it's much, much larger. So there may be something happening on one part of the field that's not happening in another. Weather data. Connecting weather data to all these things that are happening is essentially impossible. And you do not have data security. One flood, one fire, a leak, a mouse, and you've lost all that information. So what's the solution? This FieldLink. FieldLink is a 2-part software that we begin with the FieldLink dashboard. The FieldLink dashboard is the overview of the farm. It's for the farm manager to see everything that's going on in that field, everything that's going on in the farm, and everything that's going on with all of his people in the field. From there, they can see all those scout reports. They can task those scout reports to their people in the field. When these scout reports come in real time, they can then create a prescription at that moment. Prescriptions are attached to the scout report. So now we're creating this chain of events. We can send notifications directly to the people in the field. And the process of creating a report is as easy as telling the system what you're looking for at what field and clicking a button. The next part of the system is the FieldLink Scout. This FieldLink Scout is a mobile application for any mobile device, phone or tablet. So your scout and your gentlemen or the ladies that are doing the prescriptions in the field have it on their tablet or their phone. They can see their daily tasks. They can complete those tasks, which when those tasks are complete, they're connected to real-time weather data. So everything that happens in the field is connected to everything else that's been going on since the beginning. They can see their prescriptions. They can complete those prescriptions. They can comment on everything that's happening back and forth from the management office to the tablet. Those comments are collected and part of the reports in the future. They get instant notifications. If something needs to happen at that moment, it's delivered directly to their app. And they can see what type of weather is coming. If they're going to be spraying a field, they need to know if high winds are coming and they need to put that off for another day. This is just an example of what the user would see on their tablet. I'm a little behind. So, we all know that there's a lot of farming going on. So we've determined that the market is it's pretty good size. 2.2 million prospects that we've been able to track down. A market size of 14.7 billion. We've decided to focus on medium to large family farms and certified crop consultants. The reason that we're focusing on those two categories is we have partnered with Top Notch Farms in Carthage. They have a lot of reach, they have peer groups, and we're able to market through those. Certified crop consultants, there's about 15,000 of those in the United States and Canada, and we have a database of email addresses that's easily available through their website that we can market to them directly. We do have some competitors. FarmLogs, Climate.com, Connected Farm. The difference between FieldLink and our competitors is we've decided to focus initially on creating a foundation of solving the problem of the farming process, rather than just collecting data and analyzing tools that help them farm better. The reason that that's not the direction that we wanted to go is because we feel like fixing the process first is a no-brainer, and then we can add on any of those tools that we need to in the future. They're basically collecting data that they can then sell. FarmLogs has also received over $3 million in funding and has not gotten any farther than we have in the last year and a half with our own funding. The Climate.com, Climate Corporation, was purchased by Monsanto maybe a year ago for $80 million. And Connected Farm is similar to a lot of our other competition that has created a product to sell more of what they were already selling. So we have seed companies like Monsanto, we have companies like John Deere that already have something and they're just looking to get closer to the farmer. So their tools are really just an add-on and they haven't been very well thought out. So what have we done so far? In the last year and a half, we've launched our website application. That's the dashboard. We've launched our mobile apps for Android and iOS. We've launched our customer-facing website, and we have the ability within that website now to sign up for a demo and let them test out the system without any cost. We've launched our pilot. That was in Carthage, our farm in Carthage, and we have a consultant group that's also on the system. And now we've started our limited beta, so now you can sign up for a demo and try out the system. What we expect to accomplish in 2015 is we're going to continue to do work on our apps. So our dashboard will continue to improve, our reporting will improve. We will launch version 2 of our iOS application. That seems to be the most popular. So we're going to focus on that. We're going to close our limited beta after we've got enough data, and start initially opening it up to anyone that comes by the site, and then flushing out our Android app as well. So again, with FieldLink, we're making it easier for farmers to streamline their management process through intuitive web and mobile apps. Over to
Jeremy, Top Notch Farm was your guinea pig where you got to refine the product. Tell me how the process went with Top Notch Farm, what the road was like, and then at the end of it, how did you quantify the results to show really effective change in their operation?
Well, the process or the experience with working with farmers was not easy, even though we had a built-in partner. They, just because the gentleman running the farm or the CEO of the farm thinks that this is necessary doesn't mean everyone else does. So we had to sell it, and with an MVP, minimum viable product, that means there's going to be problems. And when you have someone that's been a farmer and they just want to get the job done and there's problems, that means they're going to drop it and say, this isn't for us. So we spent a lot of time in the farm. I spent a day on the farm. That's why I got these boots. So I went there and I talked to them about it. And I tried to explain what we can do to improve the system, and we did. Each time we got feedback, we would improve it, and we would improve it. And we saw how it was actually used in the field. So the process was rough, but we got through that. We knew it was going to be rough. So we're happy that we had a partner that would walk with us through that process. And now I think we've got the product to a point where we feel confident going into a farm that we don't know and letting them try the system out.
I think Chad kind of touched on my question maybe, but when I think of farmers, I think of like old school, older guys mostly that aren't really up with technology.
Sure.
Is that the case? Are they wanting to bring technology into their farming operation? What have you seen talking to farmers, and do you think that's going to be a big uphill challenge to get them to adopt technology?
Sometimes it is, but what we're seeing is there's a lot of younger farmers coming up that are taking over farms. There's a lot of younger people starting farms, and with the technology that's already happening. So these tractors that they're driving now, they're barely driving them. They are the greater technology than a lot of us have ever seen. It's just crazy. So they have this technology already, but when it comes to the process management, they don't. So there's a big disconnect there. So at some point, every farmer is going to have to step up and do this better.
Do you have any livestock management capabilities built into the system, or is it strictly for crop fields?
It is strictly for crop now. It is on the track, and we have been discussing that possibility with the Agriculture Department at MSU, possibly rolling out a pilot with them. So we're going to be discussing that a little bit more. We don't have, so our model is typically that we connect with an industry partner that we can learn from. I'm not a farmer, and so I wouldn't know where to begin with these things unless I had someone that was sharing the information and telling me where to go with it. So that's our next step, is to find a partner that can help us develop that part of the app.
First of all, what amazing project. When you think in the project, you put a limit like I'm gonna to act just here on United States, or you're gonna to do in the another countries. How you think that?
We have every intention of making this a global product. Currently, we're early stage, so we need to test this and prove it here in the United States and possibly Canada, and then we will just slowly roll it out in different countries as we create our translations that we need.
Down here.
Yes.
You may be able to get him hooked up at the farmer's market. I bet a lot of those producers would want that. I have a farm. We actually just had an NRCS agent come out last week.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest maybe starting with them, but they do the cost share programs, and most of them will pay up to 70% of what you spend.
Okay.
So hypothetically, if you were to spend $15,000, you would get a reimbursement check 2 weeks later for $9,000.
Oh,
So as
okay.
far as, you know, a pilot or something goes for animals, in addition to the crop, you could probably
Okay.
start there.
Excellent information. Would you mind connecting with me afterwards? Give me a little more
Got a card.
details on that?
Yes.
Thank you.
That is what we like. So,
Yeah.
yes. So looking at your chart of how the farming market broke down, 75% was small farms, and then large family farms and corporate farms comprised 8%. And I think that
Yeah.
most of us would recognize that that 8% produces probably 90% of our food. So maybe is there a top-down approach that you considered to capture the large family farms and the corporate farms to be those large accounts that really make the bank for you guys?
Really, the main reason for focusing on those is that's where we've been, and that's what we know. That's what we know through our industry partner. We will find ways to work with the smaller farms, but I don't know that our system is proven to be effective in smaller farms yet. Does that answer your question, Chad?
Yes.
Okay.
Jeremy, so I don't know, getting deeper into your product, how are your databases connected? And so are they able to connect to financials where you get maybe even real-time kind of margin estimates about what's happening in the field? And then you'll have historical data where you can find the line of best fit. You know, next year you should plant, next year you should plant, next year you should plant, based on climate, based on weather projection, based on past profit margin.
Yeah. So our system, just to touch on that very lightly, we have an API that drives the entire system. The database, specifically what you would want to know about that, I'm not sure, but it's all driven from the same database, and so the API drives the web app and the mobile app. Of course, the reason that we're collecting all this information is so we can make better decisions. So in the future, as we decide what the farmer wants to know, just to touch on that for a moment, there's companies out there that have software that tell you when to plant and what stage your plant should be at this moment and when you should harvest. In our discussions with farmers, they've been farming for 100 years or longer. Do they really need to, they have, but their families have. Do they really need someone to tell them at this point when to plant and when to harvest? They don't, and they don't appreciate that. But there's a lot of information that you could look at in your decision-making process of if you're able to look at your own field and you planted this year, you planted here, and then these are the steps you made through that process, and this was your harvest. Then you can look at year 2 and year 3. At that point, 3 years from now, our reporting will be dead on when it comes to that information that they're looking for.
It would seem like, so the longer you have that database of information, the better you can predict, well, this field will probably produce X, Y, or Z with A, B, C crops,
Yeah.
and then you can lock in using futures, saying, okay, I can bet that this field will at least produce this amount.
Yeah.
Then I can lock in the price.
Absolutely. And that's going to be really cool when we can do that.
I know you've kind of talked about your target market as far as those medium to large farms. Can you tell us a little bit about what you foresee as your pricing structure is it going to be a subscription base? Is it going to be, is it by the acre? Is it by, how do you plan to roll that out?
Sure. All I can tell you right now is that it will be subscription based. It is software as a service. They will pay a subscription, and it will be based on usage. As we learn more through our beta process, through our private review and our open beta, we will be working with farms to determine what a pricing structure needs to look like, especially when you're talking about the smaller farms and how that can scale to the larger farms. We really just don't know yet what the market will bear.
I'm a graduate of SMSU, and it's really hard to say MSU, but I do have that second diploma for $32. However, I was also a daughter of Demeter, which is the Ag Sig fraternity. And I don't know if you've made a connection with them here on the campus, because they have a huge alumni association all across the United States, interconnectively with each other. When I was an undergraduate, at that time, SMSU, and still does, has one of the best agriculture programs that people from all across the United States come here, and the interconnectivity through the Ag-Sig organization as a fraternity. I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, I need to tell you about that $7,000 that's there. But Ag-Sigs is a wonderful connection of making. I mean, I still have fraternity brothers and sorority Swiss sisters that contact me, you know, after 30 years of graduating. So, but this is terrific. And I come from a farming family. Our family farm is up in Ottumwa, and it's 6 generations from coal being mined off of the farm and going forward. And then the other part of the family as well. So your smaller farmers that are co-oping together, wow, they're going to be excited about this because they need the process.
Sure, yeah, and that's good information, and that's what we're trying to learn right now. We've had a couple of meetings with the agriculture department, and we're still, we have more meetings planned, and we'll figure out who we need to connect with and who would be interested in working on this project from MSU.
As project management, there's a lot of other verticals that you can explore. How does just changing field names, what is another market that you can adopt FieldLink in to solve problems?
Well, that's currently not our focus, but of course, this could easily be converted into another system for any type of property management or anything where you have a problem and there needs to be a solution, and you need to keep track of all of that information.
Well, Jeremy, before we wrap it up here, how can we as a community help you?
Well, currently, we've just launched our private review. So if you do know of some farms here locally, it would be great to work with local farms that we can actually visit on a regular basis and find out how they're using the software and what's working for them.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Folks, we'd like to thank you all for coming out today. It's always a pleasure, I know, from us organizers and everybody else who helps us. This is what we enjoy most, so it's great to see you all in the crowd. The students from Brazil, thank you all for coming all this way just to be at A Million Cups. We appreciate that. Before we meet again next Wednesday, there's lots of things to do. Don't forget to check out the Springfield Collective at the Art Museum, 9 o'clock. It's a great way to start your day, and then you can forward that into visiting the Business to Business Expo and the Go Big Pitch Competition, which is at 11:30. Lunch is served, everything's free. So we look forward to seeing you there and again next week here.